hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam, and this is Sam's Reading Corner. I'm kind of like tucked back into the corner of my second bedroom in my apartment. So that's kind of why I call myself Sam's Reading Corner, because I get my own little corner. But right here, I just bought a new bookshelf. I got it from IKEA. I was waiting for it to come back in stock because when I went to go buy it, it was out of stock and I was so upset. So it's coming in on Wednesday. So this area is going to house my new bookshelf when it comes in. And I'm so excited. It's gonna be so cool. Anyways, besides my little spiel about why I call myself Sam's Reading Corner, we are going to be talking about my 24 reading goals, the 24 books that I want to read by the end of 2024, and then my 12 friends 12 book recommendation challenge that I set for myself for 2024. So we've got a whole lot of books to go through and a whole lot of goals. So without further ado, I will catch you soon. So we're talking about my 2024 reading goals first. I have 7 of them. Yeah, I have 7 of them. I have my little reading journal right here to help me. At first I wasn't gonna do reading goals, but then I decided I wanted to do some just based off of like my reading tastes and what I want to accomplish in 2024 for reading. So that is why this is at the end of my journal and not towards the beginning, but also because this holds my 2023 reading trackers as well. So that's why it's towards the back of my book. But that's no here or there. Let's talk about these goals. The first goal is how many books I want to read. I want to read 75. 2023 was the year that I got back into reading. So my Goodreads goal and my books I wanted to read in 2023 was 52. I felt like that was a good starting goal because it's like 1 book a week, 52 weeks in a year, so 4 books a month. I felt like that was a really good goal to set, and I surpassed that in June of 2023. So at the end of 2023, I ended up reading 80 books, so that is why I picked 75 as my reading goal for 2024. That's 6 books a month. That's roughly what I'm reading, give or take a few, depending on how busy I am, because I do also go to school full-time and I have a full-time job. So I read when I can, so I felt like that was a good goal for me. Goal number 2, I read a lot of fantasy and a few thrillers here or there. I really thought I was a thriller girly through and through, and then I got into my fantasy era and have not looked back. But I do want to read more contemporary romance and more dark romance, because I'm starting to realize I really do like a good rom-com dark romance palette cleanser in between some of my bigger fantasy romantasy series. I read a lot of series, so that's also why. So I want to read more contemporary romance or dark romance, which when we get to my 24 books that I want to read in 2024, I have like 7 or 8 contemporary romance on that list. So I'm just really happy with that. And goal number 3 is I want to DNF more. I think I DNF'd 3 or 4 books in 2023, and in 2024, my second book of the year, I really wanted to DNF, but I didn't. I struggled through it because of it was the second book in the series, and I really enjoyed book 1. So because of my love for book 1, I stuck it out for book 2, but I really wanted to DNF that book. Can I just show you one of my cats? She loves boxes. Look at this. Hold on. She loves boxes. Isn't she so cute? So yeah, so my little reading corner. But yeah, she loves boxes. That's had books in it. That just came today, actually. Anyways, I have 2 cats, so that's one of them. If you can tell, I love them so much. Anyways, goal 4, which I was only going to do 4 goals, and then I was looking at my page. That's why there's only 4 and I wrote a few. I was only going to do 4 and then I thought about it and yeah, so I added a few more. So number 4 is to read 50 books off of my physical TBR. Out of the 80 books that I read in 2023, 50 of them were off my physical TBR. So since that's how many physical books, yeah. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, 50, yeah. I read 50 physical books out of the 80 books that I read last year. I figured I'd keep that the same and try to read 50 physical books off my TBR as well this year. Just because I don't know how many physical books I'm going to read. I am a physical book girly, but I just want to, I don't want to do too big of a goal and then not reach it and disappoint myself. So I figured just to have the same goal and that wasn't really a goal last year in 2023. That's just at the end of the year when I was doing all my stats, I read 50 physical books out of the 80 books I read, and it was more than. Sorry, my other cat is hitting my tripod. Sir, I know. Hello. Do you want to come say hi to everyone? I'm gonna see if he'll come say hi. Come say hi. Okay, he doesn't want to say hi, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. He messed up my tripod. But anyways, so yeah, 50 physical books off my physical TBR, which I haven't finished counting how many I have, but as of right now that I've counted and logged in my journal, I'm at 56, and that is not including any of the books that I've bought so far in 2024. It's just the books I've bought or received in 2023. So goal number 5 is to try to reach to 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. I'm new to YouTube, so I don't want to have like big goals for YouTube not yet, because I'm still trying to get the hang of it. But I do want to try to at least try to get to 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So if you like this video, and then go and subscribe so you can get notifications for when I post my videos. And I also want to at least post one video a week here on YouTube until I can kind of figure out what works for me, how, like with scheduling and everything, because I do have a full-time job. I am going to school full-time, so I just want to find a schedule that works for me. So for now, I at least want to post once a week here on YouTube. And then goal number 6 is I am also on Instagram. I want to get more consistent with posting, with sharing, with engaging on all the social medias that I have. I'll link all my social medias down at the bottom. I'm on TikTok. That TikTok book talk is where I'm really consistent. I'm posting at least one full video a day and a couple stories a day. So the link to my book talk will be down below in the description, along with my Instagram. So I do want to post more consistently on Instagram, on Bookstagram. So those are my 2 real social media goals, just because both those platforms I'm not very consistent on or new to. So there's that. And then last but not least, I want to write more reviews. So in 2023, I did write a few reviews, at least for the arcs that I read. I tried to put out a written review besides a star rating, but for most of the books I was just star rating them and not giving my full thoughts. And I didn't really write any reviews in my journal for 2023, but for 2024 I want to not only do star ratings, but I want to write my thoughts. And at first, when I was setting up my journal for 2024, I only wanted, for my reviews, I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I sat out and gave myself 2 books for each page, And so far for 2024, I've written full pages of all the books that I've read. So I've had lots of thoughts. So I'm going to keep going with one book per page, just because I clearly have a lot of thoughts. I haven't posted any of my reviews, just because two of them are arcs that I finished, and the last, my first read was Kingdom of Ash, and I'm just not ready to say goodbye to that series, Throne of Glass series in that book. But I will be posting on Goodreads, which I'll drop my link below to my Goodreads as well if you want to go follow me on Goodreads as well to see my thoughts. And I am always updating my Goodreads, so if you want to know what I'm reading daily, go check out my Goodreads, which will be linked below. So those are my reading goals for 2024. I felt like they were good goals to start. I didn't have any goals in 2023 besides how many books I wanted to read. So we'll see how these goals go. And yeah. So next, let's talk about the 24 books that I want to read in 2024. Like I said, I want to read more contemporary romance. I have 7 contemporary romance or dark romance on this list. So let's go through the contemporary romance first. I want to get into hockey or sports romance. So I have 2 hockey romances that I feel are like a good starting point. And this first one was also on my 23 books that I wanted to read in 2023 that I did not get to. It is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I do know I bought this at the end of 2022 or the beginning of 2023. And then I was gifted the rest of the series in October of 2023. So I'm really excited now that I have the whole series. I can just binge the series if I really like it. I've heard really good things, so I'm really excited. I do know that this series got new covers. They don't have the girls on them anymore, which I really like the new covers. But now that I have the whole series, if I really, really do like this series, I'll go ahead and get the updated covers, because I know Elle Kennedy has a new series, The Graham Effect, that is kind of like a spin-off to these characters. It like follows their children, I think. And those covers are cartoonish, so if I really do like it. And I do have another first book in a series by Elle Kennedy, but it has cartoon covers, so I'm really picky about my books matching if they're in the series or by the same author. So if I really do like this series, I'll go ahead and pick up the cartoonish covers as well, just so I can have them all matching. And then so either The Deal or Icebreaker by Hannah Grace will be my first hockey romance. I've heard this is spicier than this cover lets you to believe, so I'm really excited for that. Next, I want to get into Penelope Douglas. So I have Credence by Penelope Douglas. I know this book is like taboo. It's like Why Choose, I think, or step cousins and step uncles. I know this is like super taboo. But I also got the whole Devil's Night series by Penelope Douglas. The first book in that series is Corrupt. So let me know in the comments if you've read either Credence or Corrupt, and if you think I should start with Credence first and just do a deep dive into Penelope Douglas, or start somewhere where I know I like that territory. Nothing crazy is gonna happen, and start with Corrupt with the Devil Knight series. So let me know in the comments, of course, on where you think I should start with Penelope Douglas. And then this next book is my favorite contemporary romance author that I discovered in 2023, Ellie Hazelwood. So I want to read Love on the Brain by her. The Love Hypothesis I read in 2023. It opened me up to contemporary romance, and not only contemporary romance, but women in STEM with contemporary romance. I really like that subgenre, and I love the title page here. I love the space theme, and I stamp all my books because I am trying to have a library, so I wanted to stamp all my books. call me crazy. And then this next one, I went back and forth about if I wanted to read this series or not. But then the new covers for the United States got dropped, and I'm not gonna lie, they're ugly and I don't like them. So even if I do want to read this series, I like the original covers a lot better, and you can only find them in the UK for now. And it is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I think these covers are so cute. And I believe this is like Gossip Girl, but make it set in England, which is fascinating. So, I'm like not 100% sure on this series, but I do at least want to start it to see if I like it. And then this next one, it was on my 23 books I want to read in 2023 that I did not get into. It is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher, billionaire Disney. I'm all about it. I love Disney anything, so if it's in a book, I'm gonna read it. And this just sounds right up my alley. I have the whole series, and I have the spin-offs, the first book in the spin-off series, Love Redesign, which Love Redesign is really, really calling my name. So let me know in the comments if you think I should read the Dreamland Billionaire series first before I start Love Redesign. Just let me know in the comments. And then the last dark romance that is on this list, which I just really, really want to know all the hype about. I need to form my own opinion. I want to form my own opinion of Zaid. So I want to get into Haunting Adeline by H.G. Carlton. I love this cover as well. I read Satan's Affair in 2023, which was like a little novella to this duet, and it was like Sibby's point of view, or like about Sibby, and Zaid made an appearance at the end of it, and I was intrigued by him. So I want to know more. I need to know what's up with Zaid. And the last contemporary romance, I just really enjoyed the first book in this series when I read it at the end of 2022. And so I just want to continue this series. I want to read Twisted Games by Anna Wong, Bodyguard, Royal Romance, and I've heard this is the best one in the series, and I really enjoyed Twisted Love, so I want to see if all the hype to this saying it's the best in the series is true. So those were all the contemporary romance on the list. Let's get into all the fantasy and fantasy romance that are on the list. In 2023, I finally picked up Legendborn and absolutely loved it. So I got Bloodmarked for Christmas, and I knew exactly that I really wanted to read this and continue on this series. I love Bree, I love Nick, I love Cell. I loved everything about this. The King Arthur retelling is so amazing. Everything, the magic system in book 1 was so good, and I cannot wait to start Bloodmarked. And then this next one was on my 10 books I wanted to read before the end of 2023. It is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This is my Fairy Loot edition. I did not get to this by the end of the year in 2023, so I figured I needed to read this. And the second one just came out, so I'm more inclined to read it now that both of them are out. And these next two are by the same author, and they just seem really up my alley. So this first one is The Serpent in the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I believe this is like Vampire Hunger Games. So I think it's got like a trial or something in it, which if there's a trial or a competition in a book, I'm gonna read it. It's one of my favorite tropes. I love it. So I'm really excited to get to this, and I do know that this series got picked up by Traditionally Published, so this is my indie paperback, but I do also have the hardcover of the Traditionally Published one as well. And then this next one, I just really, really like the cover. It is so pretty, and I've heard really good things about this series in general. It's also by Carissa Broadbent, and it is Daughter of No Worlds. This cover is just beautiful, and this is also my indie edition as well. I don't know if this got picked up by Traditional Publishing, so we'll see. But yeah, I really want to get into Chris Broadbent because I've heard amazing things about both series. So yeah. And then for the Barnes & Noble hardcover sale that happened right after Christmas, I bought this whole series because my Barnes & Noble are not getting paperbacks anymore of the series. They're only getting hardcovers. So I figured since they were on sale, might as well just pick up the series. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but I want to at least start it. It is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. It's a new... I've never read anything by Jennifer L. Armentrout, so this would be a new author in 2024 to me. In January, on my January TBR hopefuls, I am reading another book by her, Shadows. I have no idea what it's about. I think it's like a novella to one of her older series. So if I like that, maybe I'll be more inclined to get to From Blood and Ash quicker, because I've heard like mixed things. Like the first book is really good, and then towards like the middle of the series it's not that great. I just know that there's vampires in it, so we'll see. And these next two, I want to get into my V. Schwab era. So I want to read A Darker Shade of Magic. This one just sounds like so much fun. There's 4 different Londons, and this just sounds like a good time, and I cannot wait. And then I've heard nothing but good things about this one. It is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and when I picked this up at Target, it is signed, and I didn't know that. And then it is. So that's really cool. I don't have a lot of signed editions, so when I do get them, I get really excited. And then this next one is a book that was on my 10 Before the End in 2023 that I did not get to. It is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This is my first edition with the sprayed edges. I will not be reading this edition because I just don't want to disturb the dragons. I do have the newer one with the extra content in it that I'll be reading probably. So there's that. And then this next one is a book I started in 2023. It was on my list for 2023 books that I wanted to read in 2023. And I put it down to read through on a glass. It is The Zodiac Academy, and this one is The Awakening by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. I got 150 pages into this and was really enjoying it, so I can't wait to pick it back up. I think I'm going to restart it just because it's been a while since I've read it, so I want to get reacquainted with it and all the characters and stuff, because I know there's a lot. It's a big series, and I know there's a lot going on, but yeah. And this next one, I'm doing really good. It is on my TBR, my January TBR hopefuls. It is Guild by Raven Kennedy. I think I'm actually starting this today or tomorrow. So I'm really excited. I've been wanting to get into this series for as long as I've been on Book Talk, BookTube, Bookstagram, all the things. So I think this is a King Midas retelling, I believe. So I'm really excited for that. And then this next one, I read the first book, was on my list for 2023 and absolutely adored this book. So I'm really excited to get to the sequel. It is Foxglove by Adeline Grace. Belladonna was just so good. I loved the fantasy elements, the murder mystery elements, the romance was just, everything about that book was perfection. And I cannot wait to get back into the story and see what's going on with all the characters. So yeah. And I figure since I'm such a big fantasy reader, I want to get into some fantasy classics. So Robin Hobb seemed like a good choice, and I want to read Assassin's Apprentice. I know this is another really long series, but I've heard wonderful things about the series, especially this book in general, so I'm really excited for this. And this next one is a sequel to a book I read in 2024. It was my first gothic fantasy, and I had a blast. So the sequel is Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillick. I've heard nothing but great things about this one, so I'm really excited to get back with Elspeth and the Nightmare and Raven and Elm and all the things. And I don't want to say goodbye to these characters, but I can't wait to see what happens, because One Dark Window finished on such a cliffhanger. I need to know what is going on. And then this one, I haven't read anything by this author, but this book really appealed to me with it being dark academia and like secret society. It is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. So I'm really excited. The only thing is I don't like, and this is just a me thing, I don't like the cover of Hellbent. I think it's ugly. I don't like the dead rabbit. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. If I really like this, I'll see what I want to do about Hellbent, but I just really don't like Hellbent's cover, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll get in hardcover and then just take the dust jacket off and never have it on the book, because I just really don't like that rabbit. Like, the snake is fine, I like, this is fine, but just the rabbit is not good. And then this next one I did a filter on TikTok where I let the filter choose my next romantasy series, and it chose Jade City by Fonda Lee. I've heard nothing but good things about this series, so I'm really excited to start it. And then last but not least, the only chunky fantasy book that is on this list, it is Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I love dragons. I love dragons. This cover's beautiful. I've heard nothing but good things. And we are name twins. We are both Samantha. So I have to support Samantha. I just have to. So I want, and I heard that she rewrote one of her older series, The Bone Season, and she made some updates. So I'm really excited. And like, the margins on here are pretty big, and the font is pretty big as well. And I just finished Kingdom of Ash, which was like almost 1,000 pages, and I finished it in a week. So I'm not afraid of chunky fantasy books. I'm not afraid. So I'm really excited for this. But yeah, those are the 24 books I want to read by the end of 2024. Let's get into the 12 books, 12 friends, 12 book recs next. So for the 12 friends, 12 book recs, I don't own any of these books right now, but they all can be found on Kindle Unlimited or from your local library, probably. This is my other cat. This is Oliver. He loves the camera. Oh, well, he doesn't like the camera right now. But yeah, so I'm just going to be putting pictures up of the covers of each book. So let's get right into it. The first book is Painted Red by Elena Harper, and my friend Cody recommended it to me. Everyone on this list recommended these books on TikTok, so if you want to go see that video, the link to my TikTok will be below. Go ahead and follow me on TikTok if you want to see any like up-to-date stuff with my reading. I post regularly on TikTok. Excuse me, Oliver. Thank you. But yeah, Cody recommended Painted Red by Elena Harper. So I'm really excited to get into this because everything that Cody recommends has been really good. So I'm really excited for this one. This next person, she recommended me 2 on this list. I'm reading one of them, and it is on my January hopefuls. So the one that I'm reading in January is Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha Tooley, and she also recommended Threaded by Tay Rose. I've never heard anything about this Threaded book by Tay Rose, so I'm really excited. And then these next 2 are recommended by the same not the same person as the last 2, but a different person. She recommended 2 books on the list. The first one is a dark. He wants to. I'm sorry. You can't have these. So the first one she recommended is Too Safe by Abby Millsap, and I've heard about both these books that she's recommended me. So Too Safe, I've heard really good things. It's like, I think it's a Why Choose, I think. And it's on Kindle Unlimited. I've had it on my Kindle for a couple months now, so I'm really excited to get into it. And then she also recommended me All My Rage by Saba Tahir. I've heard really good things about this. I think it might be like contemporary fiction, contemporary literary fiction, like just like a fiction book. So it's a little out of my comfort zone with genres that I read, so I'm really excited to jump out of the you gotta stop it. Genres that I usually read in. And then this next one is Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. I haven't heard of this, and I wanna say it's a thriller. Don't quote me on that because I don't know. And I like to go into all my books blind as I can, so I don't really read synopsis. And any of the physical books I've probably heard on either TikTok or Instagram or YouTube. Stop. He wants my hoodie strings. Stop it. They've either, all of the books behind me that are physical, I've heard reviews about in some way, shape, or form, or I like the covers of them, but I really try not to read the synopsis of any of the books that I own or want to read at all, because I just want to go in blind. I just think it's so much fun to go into your books blind. And then the next one is Kingdom of Frost and Malice by Ashley McLeo. This is definitely probably a fantasy romance, and I'm really excited for it. Next one is Carved in Scars by Elle Mitchell. I haven't heard too much about this one actually at all. I think it's a thriller. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. This next one is Ashes to Ashes by Tammy Wong. Another one I've never heard of, so I'm really excited that I've been recommended books that I haven't heard of and authors I've never read before, which is exactly what I wanted this challenge to be. I wanted it to be books I haven't heard of or read, or authors I haven't read, so I'm really excited that this challenge is going exactly as planned for me. And the next one is, I have heard of this book. I actually own one other book by one of the authors that written this, but it's in a genre I don't usually read from. It is Starbringer by Tracy Wolff and Nina Croft. I think it's a sci-fi. That's what I've heard, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, Starbringer by, yeah. So I have Crave by Tracy Wolff, which is another like vampire-esque books, but the cover gives me Twilight vibes. So I don't know if I need to go back into my Twilight era or not. But anyways, next is The House in the Cerulean Sea, and the Once and Future Witches. Both these were recommended by the same person, and I am so excited to read these because not only is this person, like, I really trust their reading recommendations, because all the books that she has recommended on TikTok have been amazing. I also have buddy read a couple books with her as well in 2023, so I'm really excited. And then last but not least, which this is, yeah, that's the rest of them. So those are the 12 books that I want, that have been recommended that I want to read in 2024. So one book a month. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. If you really enjoyed watching this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books that are on any of my lists and which ones you think I should read next. I would love to chat with you guys in the comments, and of course, subscribe and make sure you get notifications for the next time that I post another video. I will catch you guys next time.